Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of my new series, Skyrim Differentials. Basically going to be a series where I compare different Skyrim mods that do similar things, like lighting mods, weather mods, texture mods, water mods, or really whatever you guys would like me to compare. I got inspired to start the series by another YouTuber that goes by the name of Hawks, H-A-W-X, but by no means am I trying to copy a series or trying to compete with a series. I just really liked the idea of doing something like this to give back to the modding community, you know what I mean? I'll keep this introduction nice and short. So for the first episode, we're going to be comparing 3 different lighting mods: Enhanced Lights and FX, Realistic Lighting Overhaul, and Ultra Realistic World Lighting for Skyrim Beta. I'll be comparing the first 2 mods to each other and to vanilla Skyrim, but URWL I will not be comparing to the first 2 mods, since URWL focuses on outdoor lighting rather than indoor lighting. So I guess we can go ahead and get started. Well, I obviously don't have to tell you how unrealistic the vanilla lighting is to begin with. Lighting comes from places where it shouldn't even be coming from. Dungeons are very unrealistically bright, as well as the interiors, you know, in shops, taverns, and inns. And ELFX and RLO both fix the lighting for interiors and dungeons, but like I mentioned earlier, URWL changes the outdoor lighting and gives games almost an EMB type of look in a way. But it has no performance loss, so it's great for low-end systems that can't run an EMB. And I really honestly just believed it deserved some recognition, so that's why I decided to use it in this video. So the first mod we're going to be looking at today is Enhanced Lights and Effects, or better known as ELFX. It was created by an author named Anamorphous. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. And it was released in November of 2012 and has almost 60,000 endorsements at the time of making this video. I've been using this lighting mod for as long as I can remember, other than when I first started modding Skyrim, which is when I was using RLO. This is honestly my personal favorite mod out of the 3 because of the realism and the options you have when installing it. To me, it gives Skyrim a very dramatic look, which I really like about it. It adds smoke to candles, gives taverns a more smoky and dark look to them, which I think is very realistic considering how almost all taverns and inns have a giant fireplace in the center of them. If you decide to use the ELFX Enhancer, which is an option while installing the mod, it darkens interiors, darkens dungeons, and slightly darkens the fog, which I really like, but most EMBs are not compatible with the ELFX Enhancer, unfortunately. If you choose the ELFX Exteriors option in the installation menu, it changes the exterior light placements and effects, and adds a few new light sources throughout the different main cities, and of course edits the shadows outdoors as well, which I really think is an awesome feature to the mod. ELFX also has a weather plugin, but that currently is in beta stage, but it is open for testing and is on Nexus for download. It basically tweaks the weather lighting depending on the weather outside, and it has a bigger sun with new textures for more intense sunrise and sunset, and I don't know anybody who doesn't appreciate a good Skyrim sunset or sunrise. And it it makes the rain extremely dense, almost like an ENB rain, but not as intense as an ENB rain. And like I said earlier, it makes the fog super dense to the point of where you can hardly see a few feet in front of you. And of course, also makes nighttime a lot darker, kind of like Climates of Tamriel and Pure Weather. And just like Pure Weather, this mod's nighttime darkness depends on the weather during the day, so if it was sunny outside, it'll be a clear night, but if it rains or storms during the day, the night will be a little more darker than your typical night would be. So right now I'm going to show you some shots of ELFX and ELFX Enhancer compared to Vanilla Skyrim, and next I'm going to be showing RLO, and I will be comparing RLO to shots of Vanilla Skyrim, and then after that, I will compare ELFX and RLO to each other, and then after that, I will compare URWL to Vanilla Skyrim, but I will not be comparing URWL to ELFX and RLO, because URWL doesn't do any interior lighting. So, I hope you guys enjoy my shots, and I'll see you when they're finished. So as you can see, ELFX definitely has a major change on the vanilla interior lighting. It gives candles more of a deeper orange color than more of a plain yellow color like in the vanilla game. ELFX also takes away a few light sources that are completely unnecessary, like candles that are just there to look aesthetic. No more of that with ELFX. ELFX Enhancer darkens the lighting even more than the regular ELFX mod does, which I love about it. Whenever I use ELFX, I always use both the Enhancer and the Exteriors plugins. The Exterior plugin just basically changes around the lighting outdoors and how it gets projected. So the next mod we're going to be looking at today is Realistic Lighting Overhaul, or better known as RLO. It was uploaded by Sydney666, but is by the Realistic Lighting team, and was released in January of 2013. At the time of making this video, RLO has almost 51,000 endorsements on Nexus and almost 2 million total downloads. There are things I like about RLO that I like much better than ELFX, like the dark interiors, because just like the name says, it is realistic lighting. After downloading the mod, you get presented with a FOMOD menu with 3 different options: RLO Vanilla, RLO Vanilla plus Dawnguard, and RLO Custom Selection. The first 2 are pretty obvious, but if you choose the custom selection, you have a bunch of different customization options for city interiors, city exteriors, RLO weathers, and a few other small options for minor cities and towns, and a few Dawnguard interiors as well. Once you've completed the FOMOD process, you're ready to check out the modding game. Just like it says on the page, this mod isn't made to make your game look pretty for screenshots. It's made for hardcore realism and more immersion. Unlike ELFX, RLO is made to run on low-end to mid-range PCs and also uses no scripts and no post-processing, which is great. Another great feature to this mod is when you have a spell equipped, they cast light, and the plugin for this can be found under the old version section of the download tab, but the author does warn people that it is now unsupported and to use it at your own risk. This mod literally has hundreds of features, and if I were to talk about all of them, this would probably be like a 45-minute video. So for the people that want a little more details about RLO, I put a link for it in the description. Between RLO and ELFX, I probably would never be able to pick which one is truly my favorite. So I'm going to show you some shots of RLO compared to vanilla Skyrim, and once I'm done showing you those comparison shots, I will compare RLO and ELFX together. So I'll see you guys when the comparison shots are done. Alright guys, so that was RLO compared to vanilla and ELFX with and without the enhancer. Hopefully you were able to decide which one you liked better. I personally always find myself going back to the ELFX enhancer if I switch to RLO or a different lighting mod for a little bit. I just love the look of it and I get no performance loss with it, but that may not be the case for everyone. Like I mentioned earlier, RLO is made for low-end to mid-ranged PCs and has no scripts or post-processing, so it's a great alternative to ELFX. So the next mod we're going to be looking at is Ultra Realistic World Lighting for Skyrim Beta, or known as URWL. Like I've mentioned a few times, this mod doesn't change the interior lighting, just the outdoor lighting, so I thought it would be a cool mod to throw into this video. But one thing that I didn't mention about this mod is that it also revamps Skyrim weathers as well as the outdoor lighting. This mod has 0 performance loss for all types of systems and is literally ready to go once you install it. So you don't need to tweak any files or change any external files, which is great for beginners or anybody that just wants to test the mod out. The mod was uploaded by an author named Marcurious and was released in March of 2012 and has almost 7,800 endorsements at the time of making this video. The main purpose of this mod is to make Skyrim look a bit more vibrant than the vanilla game originally looks. It is 100% compatible with Dynavision and the Imaginator, and is compatible with just about every other mod out there too. As well as RLO, URWL contains no scripts, so when you install the mod, you aren't running the risks of getting crashes while using it or anything. I really haven't had too much experience with this mod, to be honest, other than testing it out for the last couple weeks for this video, but I really liked how it made my game look. It's a great alternative for people who can't run an EMB because it gives the game almost an EMB type of look, like I mentioned earlier. If you wanted to know a little bit more about this mod, I put a link for it in the description. So what I'm going to be showing you now is comparison shots of URWL to vanilla Skyrim so you can see how much of a difference URWL makes. So I'll see you guys after the comparisons are finished. Alright guys, so there you have it. I hope you were able to find out which mods you like the most out of RLO and ELFX, and hopefully the people that run on systems that are unable to run an EMB will maybe consider installing URWL. So that's going to conclude the first episode of Skyrim Differentials. I'll be uploading my normal EMB installation videos and showcase videos, and we'll be uploading Skyrim Differentials once a week with my other videos I make as well. I hope everyone enjoys my new series. I'll be seeing you in the next episode of Skyrim Differentials, Climates of Tamriel versus Pure Weather versus RCRN. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you guys next time. It's been fun.